In a move that really shouldn't shock or surprise anybody, Microsoft wants to expand Xbox Live. Currently, you can use it on the Xbox One consoles and Windows 10 PC, but Microsoft has bigger plans out there for the future as they want to bring Xbox Live cross-platform gaming to Android, iOS, and Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's right, the Nintendo Switch. Let's talk about it, shall we? What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And if you enjoyed this video by the end, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. If you enjoy this type of content, I would really appreciate it. Now, I know a lot of you watching will be like, Rand, this isn't really news, and I agree with you. This is old news, but for whatever reason, every single website, GameSpot, IGN, Game Informer, all ran articles today about how Xbox Live is coming to all these different platforms when it's already been there for quite some time. In fact, I think Xbox Live has been on Nintendo Switch since last year's E3 when Microsoft and Nintendo made that ad and had Minecraft cross-platform play. Maybe it hasn't been a year, maybe it's been, maybe 4 or 5 months, but Xbox Live is on Nintendo Switch. Xbox Live has been on Android and iOS. Microsoft wants to take it to the next level, and at GDC they're having these talks with developers to how to use the SDK that they're building. And this is what the GDC talk is about. It says, Xbox Live is one of the largest, most engaged gaming communities on the planet, with decades of experience providing managed game services to developers that save you time and unlock all of the social and engagement features that players love. Now Xbox Live is about to get much bigger. Xbox Live is expanding from 400 million gaming devices and a reach to over 68 million active players to over 2 billion devices with the release of our new cross-platform SDK. Get a first look at the SDK to enable game developers to connect players between iOS, Android, and Switch in addition to Xbox and any game in the Microsoft Store on Windows PCs. Takeaway: Xbox Live players are highly engaged and active on Xbox and PC, but now they can take their gaming achievement history, their friends list, their clubs, and more with them to almost every screen. And this will break down barriers for developers that want their communities to mingle more freely across platforms, combined with the PlayFad gaming services. This means less work for game developers and more time to focus on making games fun. Like, honestly, this was a no-brainer. We all knew this was going to happen. Well, most of us knew. Some of us kind of want to be like ostriches and like stick our heads in the sand. The writing's been on the wall. Microsoft wants to take Xbox Live, bring it to 2 billion gamers, and unfortunately, there aren't 2 billion gamers that buy consoles, right? So they have to expand beyond the normal console market. The Nintendo Switch is a partner that seems to get along quite well with Microsoft, as with the Minecraft thing I mentioned earlier, but honestly, it's all about reaching those mobile gamers that Apple and Google have with Android. Those are what Microsoft is after. But how is this really going to work, right? How are they actually going to bring Xbox Live to these other platforms? And what does that all entail? Now, I've seen people talk already online like, oh my god, does this mean Xbox Live is going to be free on Nintendo Switch and iOS and Android and Windows 10 PC, but Xbox Live players are going to have to pay for it? It's probably going to be free everywhere except for the console. And I know a lot of you watching the video probably thinking, you know what, that's not fair. How can the Xbox console players be the only ones playing for Xbox Live when everybody else gets it for free? And allow me to just play devil's advocate just for 1 second here. Now, we all know there's 2 tiers of Xbox Live. Most people forget about that. There is the free version Xbox Live Silver, and there is the Xbox Live Gold tier. Now, what do you get with Xbox Live Gold that is locked behind that paywall? Well, you get access to multiplayer through Xbox Live matchmaking, all that good stuff, right? That is the big draw. You also get the ability to party chat with your friends on the consoles and on Windows 10 PC. The PC players get that as well. And the other kind of perk that they give you is access to 4 free games a month. Now, free users get to access their friends list, send messages, earn achievements, and all that stuff. And it seems like that is going to be what is going to happen here moving forward. It's going to take non-Microsoft games on non-Microsoft platforms and integrate them into Xbox Live social features. So, for example, if you're playing Warframe on your Nintendo Switch, you might be able to earn Xbox achievements for Warframe even though you don't or aren't playing that Xbox version of Warframe. You know, if there's games like that, that's something that they can do. And while you're playing Warframe, you might be able to bring up your Xbox Live friends list and send them messages and things of that nature. Things that Xbox Live gamers can do with a free account. You know, you could be playing Fortnite on mobile if you're playing Fortnite on Android or iOS, and you could browse your Xbox friend list to find people to play with. Those are some of these features that I think they'll be talking about here as, you know, Xbox, the people that built this feature are probably trying to get developers on board, because we also know Epic is coming out with their own SDK to address some of these issues. So Microsoft is basically going to come to these developers and say, hey, this is hassle-free. All you got to do is just use what we have, and boom, you can connect. You can have a game, that may be a small indie game that is on Xbox Live and Nintendo Switch that you can play together, or something that's on all the different devices, and it's no work at your end, because that's going to kind of be the selling point, is that this is all just done for you. There's nothing that you have to do, no line of code that you have to write. It's all basically done for you. Now, I think that might work for small games, like I mentioned, but I can't see this really working for the bigger third-party games. Ubisofts, the EAs, the Activisions, the 2Ks, they're not going to really care about any of this stuff, right? They're going to do what they're going to do. This is mainly for the lower end, or at least the indie developers, the ones who don't have the budget for that type of stuff. And then you think, where does this fit in with Sony? We know Sony's doing crossplay. They allow it with 2 games currently, Fortnite and Rocket League. Well, if you decide to sign up and do this with Xbox and Nintendo Switch, does that automatically remove you from doing it with PlayStation? You know, some developer out there may be like, you know what, I don't want to sign up and I don't want to use Xbox Live's SDK or whatever, because eventually I want to use PlayStation. Look, Rocket League has their own cross-platform stuff going on. So does Fortnite. So it might be kind of like UWP on Windows 10 PC, where Microsoft builds this stuff and say, hey, we'll build it for you, just use it. But then most developers will be like, nah, we're good, Microsoft. We're good. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out. And this, yes, this is just another step in Microsoft becoming a service. The Xbox brand is no longer just confined to a console that sits underneath your television. It's all about taking the games that you have, playing them wherever you want, accessing your friends list on whatever game you're playing, even if you're not playing, you know, the game on your console. Like I mentioned with Warframe, you could be earning achievements. Wouldn't that be crazy if you just have a third-party game on Switch that you didn't buy an Xbox, but once you play it there, you'll be earning Xbox achievements? That's pretty crazy. Now, I do see some gamers being a little bit upset about the everybody else can play for free while Xbox console players will probably have to pay. I really don't have an answer for that. It does seem pretty shitty if I had to say, like, why does one group have to pay so everybody else can play for free? But it all comes down to consumer choice. If you don't like it, well, show Microsoft by voting with your wallet and, you know, canceling your subscription to Xbox Live, if in fact it does happen that way. Trust me, they'll notice a big decrease in subs if something along those lines actually happens. But we'll obviously find out more in-depth detail about exactly what this GDC thing is all about when GDC, you know, when they have this conference at the tail end of March. So this is all kind of me just speculating, but I think that's what this talk is going to be about. Anyways, guys, that is the video. Xbox Live coming to Switch, iOS, Android, and all the good things that it will bring. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a comment below, hit that like button. Please share this out on Twitter and Facebook with a friend maybe. I'd appreciate that. If it was your first time here, hit that sub button and hit that bell right next to the sub button if you always want to be notified when I drop new content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.